Welcome to hashtag All Podcasts Matter presents.
Peace. Why would you stop?
Because
Why would you stop?
you talked over the intro.
I know.
I gotta redo it.
So that was funny. The frustration. That's why I did it.
Sometimes I don't know how we've been doing the show for this many years.
Sometimes I'm mad you forget. They got us all here. That Make America, that Kanye how to get triggers me. So it's hidden like fucking mask.
Welcome to hashtag All Podcasts Matter presents.
Just a regular ass movie review.
Hunter Killer.
Yeah.
A movie that Vic wanted to review.
That's a fucking lie.
I'm
gonna tell you exactly how this happened.
It's still sort of your fault.
No. Let me tell you exactly how this happened.
You know what? You decide. Please tweet us to see whose side you're on in this story.
Alright.
I think it's Vic's fault.
Alright, so I'm going to tell you exactly how this shit happened. We are both Gary Oldman fans. I can say that shit?
That's correct.
Exactly. And if Gary Oldman gets to yell at somebody, we're definitely going to see that movie.
Correct.
So, I saw a bunch of movie posters, and I saw Hunter Killer, and it said Gary Oldman and Gerard Butler. First of all, I was like, Gerard Butler. But then I was like, Gary Oldman getting top billing. And I didn't know what it was. So I was excited because I saw Gary Oldman. And I text him like, oh shit, there's something called Hunter Killer with Gary Oldman and Gerard Butler. And we actually had that conversation like, Gerard Butler, like we both, right? I remember, I was like, but Gary Oldman. And then we was like, hopefully he's yelling at somebody in the movie. Because when this nigga's yelling at Oscar.
Everyone. Yeah, I was hoping it sounded like a good movie.
Yeah.
And then you told me about the trailer.
Then I saw the trailer. And then I said... And then I saw the trailer again. I was like, bro, we probably shouldn't see this movie. Right? And then Bohemian Rhapsody came. And so then fast forward, because this was like a month ago, when we first saw the trailer.
You telling me your revisionist history.
Okay, tell your story.
Everything up to... Nothing having to do with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
You told me it looked like Too Furious. I'm like, this looks like a terrible movie. You told me to watch the trailer. And I'm like, this looks pretty terrible. Let's watch this.
I said no at that time. I was like, we probably don't need to watch this shit.
And I said no, we're watching this.
You just said that. You said no, we're watching this.
Yeah, but the movie wasn't on my radar until you sold me on it.
I didn't sell you on it. I sold you on the concept of Gary Oldman in a movie. And we didn't know anything about it. And so I saw the trailer and I was like, bro, this shit looks too fast, too submarine. This movie looks terrible.
Yeah, but one, I love terrible, and Too Fast, Too Submarine is hilarious.
Yeah. But then...
You shouldn't have said those things if you didn't want me to watch it.
So this is how bad the movie looks. Just looks. So I run into my aunt, and I called you and told you this story. I run into my aunt, and I'm like, oh... She's like, what you doing? I was like, I'm just killing time before I go to the movie. She's like, oh, what movie you gonna see? And I was like, Hunter Killer. And she was like, you gonna see that? I was like, oh, you know what that movie? She was like, yeah, I see the trailer for it. And I was like, ooh, goddamn. My aunt was like, nigga, you gonna pay money for that? Here you go, baby. How would you spend your hard-earned money?
She thought you on hard times? It's like, here's this literature of better films you could be watching.
She was like, no, I don't want you to spend your money on that. Here, here's $10. It's all good. We'll have fun. Buy a popcorn. But yeah, you can throw this all you want to, but this is going down in my thing of, it goes right next to Rogue One. This one. This is also why I didn't see Han Solo, even though you told me it was a really good movie. Didn't care for it.
What do you mean didn't care for it?
Did not care for the movie.
You didn't see it.
I know.
You can't say you didn't care for it.
I didn't care to see the movie.
That makes more sense than didn't care for it.
Yeah.
You can't say you didn't care for it if you didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. I didn't care for the movie.
Doesn't make sense.
It does, because I said it.
Anyway, I'm saying it's your fault that we're reviewing this. No. Either way, it's
I tried to watch Bohemian Rhapsody instead.
What do you mean you tried? We were supposed to see both. That was the plan.
No, I knew you were going to see this one, and I work around your schedule. My life bends around your schedule. All right. You look like you want to dispute that, and you cannot.
Why is this a great debate? We were supposed to record yesterday.
Yeah, and I had a date. All right.
Well,
and I told you 3 days in advance. I was like, "Hey, actually, it's not gonna work."
Congratulations.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right before I walked into seeing this movie, a man got asked to leave the line because he tried to bring in food, and the usher told him to get out of the line because you can't bring food into the movie theater.
You saw that Cinemark?
Yep. It was a very small bag that he could have easily hidden, but he was just so confident that he could bring outside food into the movie theater.
He was a white cis male?
Yep.
Oh, he must. I'm surprised he didn't come back later.
I was like amateur.
Hey, they're getting bold now because you remember I walked in with a whole pizza one time.
When that happens to me, I just claim to be diabetic and I say I need this food.
When it comes to me, I just look at them. They're like, "God damn it! If I call the police, they're gonna shut us whole down. It's gonna be racist."
That's right.
Because it's a racist new law, a racist new policy anyway.
Yeah.
Black Panther.
You gotta use a race card whenever we can.
Well, no, they really started the movie, the bringing your own shit in because of Black Panther. People were wilding out with big ass shopping bags full of food, feeding the whole thing.
That's a great vote. We really don't want to talk about this movie. It's been 5 minutes. This movie opens with a very cheap looking Russian submarine, clearly made with Bryce.
Oh.
If you're doing
Bryce 3D.
if you were doing graphic design in the early 2000s, you'll get that joke.
We're gonna have to do next year's run jokes for next year. This movie's special effects were amazing when it was over the water. Too bad this is a movie about submarines.
There's some computer deer. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
They look pretty terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's an old-fashioned submarine chase in this sequence, and the Americans are like turn the headlights off because the Russians can't see us.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think submarines work that way.
Oh yeah, they have no detection. It was like, we're 400 feet. They don't even know we're here. And it's not like they were chasing them. They were just playing like, nigga, I got you. Like, nigga, you got caught slipping. And you know how you see movies where they run up on him, put the pistol in his face. It's like, see, nigga, you got caught slipping. All right. He's like, God damn it, you caught me slipping. And that was just it. That was going to be the game. But then, because the one submarine, so the American sub thought it was super undetected, but it was all a ruse. So the Russian submarine blows up. And they're like, holy shit, I want to get blamed for this.
We better get out of here.
And,
until they get blown up also.
And then they was like, oh shit, another torpedo is coming from the surface. I guess there's no black boxes on submarines?
No.
Yeah.
Submarines don't work that way. Because the technology isn't made for to work below the water.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen a submarine film before.
Yeah. Hunt for Red October?
I've never seen it.
You shouldn't have wanted to see this movie then. Because this isn't your dad's Hunt for Red October, right? This isn't your dad's submarine movie.
This is a movie made for grandpas.
No, this movie was made for our demographic, but it was like, hey, did you guys remember Hunt for Red October? That shit was slow and well acted. Now this movie's fast, and a guy that looks like Dr. Cox. Anyway.
This movie, he did look like Dr. Cox.
Bro, I swear, like, at a time, like, you sure it's not Dr. Cox? But anyway.
Remember when Common's in this movie?
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I don't have a really boring movie on my resume, and I think I should. Wait, I have to shave my beard? Okay, I'll do it. I don't mean to not like Common.
Yes, you do. You light-skinned niggas hate light-skinned niggas, bro.
No.
Y'all hate to see each other shine. That's why you hate Drake. I'm surprised you like Cole, but you talk about his dreads all the time.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You say that nigga smells. He looks like he smells like Post Malone. You said that outside.
I've never said that.
Yes, you did.
Where were we outside? You can't say it.
All right.
No, I like Common's music.
Yeah.
I just don't. You know what? Nobody acted well in this movie. I shouldn't put that evil on him.
I don't think he's that great of an actor.
No, he isn't. He's not a good actor.
He just be Common in every movie.
Yeah, that's what he does. And in this movie, he plays some sort of general, and he's wearing like a light skinned suit also.
No, very tan. He's wearing that same color suit that Obama had on at the press conference. That it was his only scandal. Wink.
And he's like, thick a thigh, thick a thigh, thick a thigh. I'll tell you the rest when I see you. Peace.
That's a great song, but that line, I was like...
The line of something else.
Yeah. Who goes in on one of my greatest? 1 + 1 2 + 2 = 4. This is love that'll last forevermore. I'm just not coke rap, tell you that much.
So him and Gary Oldman are trying to figure out what happened and what went wrong in Russia, and all they really know is that an American sub got sunk. And they're like, "Are we going to war? I don't know."
And then they steal the scene. They steal the plot from the Meg. They was like, "Well, I have a sub in that thing, but we have this one pot. We don't have a pilot for it." It was like, "Well, there's this one in Thailand, and I wouldn't go get him, but he's probably a drunkard."
That's one of my favorite action tropes. Is that only one man in the world can do it, but he's living in some remote location.
Yeah.
But no, we can't use him. He's unorthodox. And he's like, "God damn it, I know."
But this is gonna stop World War III. The world was gonna blow up if this movie failed. Nigga, it really was.
It was. The stakes are way too high for.
Even though they had evidence.
The stakes are too high for a movie this boring.
Bro, even though they had evidence to show that they didn't do it and niggas were trying to do it, they just knew the world. It's like, no one's gonna believe America. We're America. Like, no, y'all have the biggest dick in the world. America has the biggest dick in the world. Like, y'all can just say, look here, first of all, there's evidence. Oh, they were showing how America isn't respected because we had a female president. That was, I see what this movie is.
Man, social commentary.
Bro. Alright. So they were like, alright.
So Leonidas is just hunting computer deer in Scotland when he gets a phone call that he has to save.
So this nigga's hunting, right?
Yeah.
He's about to kill a whole ass animal. And he sees this animal has a family because animals fuck. And he's like, God damn it. Like, if he didn't see Baby Junior, he would have just murdered the fucking majestic elk or whatever that shit was. But now he sees the family's right. He didn't want to murder him in front of his family. He's like, first of all, you're not a good crip. Because they'd knock him down, and then they kill the baby and say, well, I don't want this nigga to grow up and avenge him.
They had to show that he had a good heart, that he was a family man.
But you're hunting. But anyway.
This movie is stupid. It didn't think that far ahead. Also, what is he doing? He just lives in the wilderness?
Yeah.
He's just going to kill this animal and eat its heart right then and there?
Yeah, cold. Because that's how real men eat their food.
Rick doesn't have a microwave.
So he shows he has a heart because that's what the movie needed, heart. It's a MacGuffin for, what did you call it, MacGuffins? MacGuffins for the end of the movie. He really has heart. He really has heart. And he lives with his heart. And so they were like, hey, we found you, helicopter ride. Nice camouflage outfit.
Here's the plot of the movie. Can you be the captain to save the world?
And they was like, oh, he didn't go to Annapolis, so he can't be a sub-captain. He was like, well, he's super qualified. He's overly qualified to be a captain because he's done every fucking job on a submarine boat. And they really was like, well, we can't do it because he doesn't have the white pedigree, like the whitest pedigree. He's like, no, he's really, really qualified. And yeah, no, it'll be actually fine. Actually be better fine. It might save the world.
I love the first speech that he gives. And he's like, listen, I'm in a submarine movie, and I'm a captain, so let's be motivated. I run a tight ship. I run a ship tighter than an airplane bathroom. Let's do this. But we're going to find us that sub. And maybe it's sunken. And maybe you know some of the people on that submarine.
No, you do know people on the submarine. And they're probably dead. So I'm going to keep it all the way lit. I don't want anybody crying. Cry now. Because we got 5 movie minutes to get there. I don't know how long that is in sub.
It's longer. Because this movie is over 2 hours.
Okay. Damn. Yeah.
Common and some other character who I don't know her name.
Yeah, and I know her.
She's in stuff, but I don't recognize her.
And the acting wasn't good enough to make me. There's some names in this bitch, right? There's some real names in this shit.
There are.
Yeah. Even that Russian dude, I've seen him before.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely a person.
Yeah.
I think he was in a movie with Jet Li in like the year 2000.
Oh. Ooh.
Possibly. I don't know what it is.
Romeo Must Die, of course.
Oh, that's a fantastic film.
I now have to think about it.
It maybe is, but I enjoyed it back then.
And Lee was in it, God rest her soul. She was a beautiful person.
She was. And Anthony Anderson's in it. That's a light-skinned actor I can respect right there. I
swear to God, one time he said you niggas need to pull up your pants.
Anthony Anderson did?
Yeah, I swear to God one time.
Don't tell me he said that.
I don't think I cannot prove it.
No, he didn't.
And I just think he said it. Something about that show says you niggas need to pull up your pants.
That would hurt my feelings if you.
I know Blackish is a great show, but it's like it's about you people running around in the fucking suburbs. So I can't watch it.
By you people, do you mean light skin?
Yeah.
See, I feel like you got a problem now. What is it? It was the Honey Nut Cheerios joke?
No. It's still 2000, all right? We got one movie. And yes, we want more. But it's like, everybody's like, ooh, you should watch Blackish because it's about black things. And I was like, no, it's about light-skinned niggas in the suburbs. Ooh, you should watch Empire because it's about the rap business. I was like, no, it's Diddy's story, but it's about light-skinned niggas in the suburbs. Like, it's still the same light-skinned motherfuckers on TV, bro.
Honey Nut Cheerios, right?
Yeah. You guys are the face of the race.
Face of the race.
Yeah.
If I ever get a TV series, that's what it's gonna be called.
I want a show called Uncancelable, where a person is just a vile human being, but he's so fucking big he can't be canceled. You know, like Eminem.
See what you did there. I know he's your favorite. So about Hunt to Kill.
No, it's like I started the change. Anyway.
I'm just bringing it back. Tangents are okay.
Oh, there's something about a coin that he was on the Wichita, and that meant something. But they're not gonna go into it.
Yeah, he was. I hate when movies talk about a grand adventure and then they never tell you how grand the adventure was. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh shit, you were on the Wichita. He's talking.
And other movies do it better. Like, have you ever seen Escape from L.A. or Escape from New York?
Yeah.
When they talk about Cleveland, like, bro, everybody talks about Cleveland, and that shit seems fun as fuck. But they never made that movie, but they still did it better. Like, nigga, Cleveland sounds like this nigga fought a fucking dragon. with a 45 with 3 shots.
Oh, you know what? I forgot that this movie is like actually 2 movies in one, because they knew that a submarine movie would be too boring.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's where we are. And so the fake Rachel Weisz is on there. She was like, I'm NSA, and even though the world might fucking end, I'm still gonna be not cooperative with my thing. And they was like, well, you need a team on the ground of a ragtag group of something and a racially ambiguous guy that might be Mexican on the ground to see what's really going on.
Like, Common, do you know anybody? Do you know like a team of roughnecks that can possibly help us in this situation?
Yeah, they got to be SEAL Team 6, but times 4. So SEAL Team 24.
VEAL Team cubed. And we see the team like doing some sort of simulation. And one of them is named Martinelli, which is also a brand of apple juice, which was heavily featured on the Cosby Show. And it's
heavily featured at Black Thanksgiving.
If you have juice that you can just like serve to your children's friends, like it's like on tap, that's a sign that you're well off financially. Because Martinelli's is expensive.
That's why we only pop it at Thanksgiving, baby. It's the apple cider, bro. We pouring that shit. We always run out of that shit, and like people wouldn't drink that shit year round. Like we always underbuy the fucking apple cider. Like, first of all, if we had 5 bottles left, the shit would get drunk. Okay? It's not like potato salad. Anyway,
this is true. We always need more Martinellis.
Sure.
Always. Why'd you only buy 3 bottles? That's not enough.
Like, why'd you only buy 20? We did 20 last year. How many did we end up with? -2. You almost sent me to the store, and I was drunk off that Martinelli's, baby.
And I'm double fist some Martinelli's this year.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just steal a bottle on the table, nigga.
With the brown bag on?
Yeah, I'm bringing my own. Like, you brought your own Martinelli? Yeah, y'all niggas like to drink the shit up. I'm drinking up all the good shit. Anyway.
Everybody bought the cup, but they ain't chipped in.
Yeah. Shit. And eggnog, nigga. Well, all the farts. All right. Black people are naturally lactose intolerant. Anyway.
It does empire.
And so they show the SEAL team, and then they show that the captain's a rough tuck man that never smiles, because that's how all people in the military are. They never smiles.
And then
until he smiles.
But then he does smile because he gets the call that they have to go to Russia. But they have to go to Russia. It's like a Black Ops mission.
Yeah, and African American Ops. Then they have to make sure they disavow all the knowledge and throw all their dog tags, and then take away the picture of your sister because that means you're gonna die.
It's best movie trope ever. If we get caught, we don't exist. Blah 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 blah. Because this movie watched Mission Impossible.
Yeah, and it's funny part is like, no nigga, we know y'all as Americans, and there's a thing called 23andMe. We could just swap some spit and find out exactly who you are and what your kryptonite is.
Oh, of course.
Buying sugar.
Also, this movie watched Mission Impossible because they dive into a storm, but it doesn't look cool at all like Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I guess he got struck by lightning, or he was just.
Honestly, I couldn't tell. I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, but he just because he ended up bloody over these trees, but he was like spazzing out, like he was the weak link of the whole thing. He saved everybody alive, all that. Anyway.
That's what we said.
Yeah. So they get there, and then yeah. So let's cut back to the sub.
Yeah, but Leonidas is on the submarine,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Tonight we dine in hell." Battle stations everybody because they run afoul of a Russian sub.
No. First, they see their U.S. sub, and then they have to show people floating in the water, looking all cold and stuff like that, because that's one of the ways that I don't want to die is drowning.
It's the worst way to die,
bro.
They did a survey, and they found out that drowning is the worst way to die.
I think it's just the scariest way to drown because you really pass out when you drown and shit like that. So, but burning alive is probably the worst way to die. You're actually burning alive. Then you start to smell yourself.
I think drowning might be worse.
There's no pain in drowning.
I don't know. Mario.
It's just fair. It's just fair. That shit looks fucking
I
big.
don't
Especially when Sonic drowns.
I don't like being afraid.
Yeah.
Or when Mario drowns, it looks pretty painful too.
I think drowning is actually peaceful, baby. And you can actually come back from that. You don't want to come back from being burnt alive, baby.
Get some aloe vera here. Be okay.
Exactly. That shit don't grow back after 3rd-degry burns.
You just get a skin graft.
For what?
Other people?
I can be light skinned. Oh, y'all skin grafted me. It's white. I'm like, oh, nigga, got burnt alive, baby. Came back with a 720 credit score. Whew, that's a good joke. All right. So they see people drowning, and then they hear tapping on the bottom of the floor because they have super hearing. Of course they do. And then they run up and they see another ship. Wait, no.
They see the sunken.
No, they don't. They get attacked first.
By a Russian submarine.
Yeah. And so they're playing that one game that they try to kill Superman and Superman 3 with.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had the the torpedo, but they couldn't find him. But he's a super torpedo guy. And so he's like, wait a minute. That looks like ice. And if I go to the left in a video game, that means it's a secret door. So he went to the left and he found it and he blows it up.
And he's an excellent sea captain, and the crew doesn't believe his unorthodox ways.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "But Captain, the torpedo's about to hit us." He's like, "Wait for it, wait for it."
U-turn.
But Captain, damn it, I said U-turn. And there's a whole lot of that in this movie.
Yeah. Suspense that wasn't. Like, nigga, we know you're gonna blow up.
Like,
There's a whole hour left of this movie.
It's only been 45 minutes. You're not gonna die now.
And so then they was like, did we just start World War III? And he's like, I don't know. We got to find out. So they get to the other sub, and they notice that the sub has been blow-up-situated from the inside. And they smell a foul play, but they still hear the tapping. And so they put that one other mini-sub, and then it detaches because it was a universal sub. You know, it can go Russian, Chinese, Japanese, and everything like that. But it doesn't go Mexican.
No, because the voltage is different.
Yeah. It only goes white subs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go African or anything like that. And so they find the three Russian dudes dying of fucking hypothermia, and it's like, put them on the goddamn ship, but separate the captain because we don't want them trying to do a mutiny on all of us.
Give them 2 blankets, and they'll be fine.
And vodka because racism.
Yeah, Veal Team 6 arrived in Russia, and they're being super cool, and they have their weapons and such, and I forget what happens.
Oh, they get off the thing and Martinelli's thing, and then they decide that they hide their packages that say we are from the USA in the bushes, and then they go sit up and then they start their surveillance. And then fake Rachel Weisz was like, "Oh no, there's a signal jammer, so let's use megahertz 562."
At this point in the movie, I noticed that a couple was talking really loudly next to me, and it's like a husband and wife, and the wife is like, "What's a signal hammer?" And the husband is like, "Jammer,
Bitch.
it's a jammer." And you can tell he's really annoyed by answering her questions because she kept asking which character is which, and what characters were saying.
See, that's what happens when you guys want to enjoy shit. Like you, she wants to enjoy shit you're into, but you have to explain it to her. Like, no, we can have two separate lives. We don't have to do other shit like that. They probably work at the same place too.
I'll continue the story as the movie goes on, but I was incredibly annoyed the entire time.
Nice. And so they get the signal jammer, and then she uses the trace Buster 2000. Did you write that down or something like that, or you just I feel that?
I thought about it. So kudos to you.
Yes. Movie The Big Hit, one of our favorite Mike and Mark movies also. Straight Jacket Save Matt Cream. Bokeem Woodbine, Lou Diamond Phillips is in the movie. Bust some caps! Let's watch that movie.
Bokeem Woodbine's in the MCU.
He is. He didn't die.
It just goes to show you that hard work really pays off.
Mm-hmm. And that if Michael Keaton is going a little bit deranged, just don't be the first guy he picks.
Mm-hmm. He killed Tom Hardy. The guy that he kills, the original Shocker, looks like a generic Tom Hardy.
Oh.
Holmes Hardy.
He's just a twin from the movie. Anyway, so they send a signal as jammed. They was like, oh shit. Oh, why this time the Russian president gets there and they was like, oh shit, one of our things got shot. Let me call the American president because I don't want an international incident. I'm not Vladimir Putin. All right, I'm a guy that I'm just Russian, so the Americans hate me for some reason, even though I seem like a sensible ass president and everything like that. Because my first thing to do was not start World War III, but he noticed that his signal was bad and he should have known something was wrong because everybody in this bitch had T-Mobile and they had the best signal.
They do. But then apparently things aren't going as planned in Russia. And the president notices that his minister of defense is twirling his mustache, but he doesn't see it coming.
Yeah, and really didn't see it. And then the room gets full of guys in tactical gears with the mask on, so you know they're evil. And then it's like, Mr. President, this is a coup. Oh, first of all, we're in Russia and everybody's speaking English. Perfect English.
This movie can't afford subtitles.
Yeah, that's my joke, bastard. Anyway.
I did it to you.
Yeah. You always did my jokes. Anyway.
You said, back to reference to Fantastic Four, my dick read. And that was a joke I looked forward to telling for 2 years.
You never throw that joke in. You said that joke, and then I used that joke. You don't say that joke.
We're a team, Vic. We work together.
You never say that joke. You don't realize how funny that joke was. You said, read my dick. I don't ever undercut you with the joke. I'm just saying, that shit's funny, so I say that joke. It's a funny joke.
I just wanted to use it in case you forgot it. It was a good joke, Vic.
I know it's a good joke.
I'd like to credit Vic Damone for that joke.
Anyway, so they run in we should put twirling mustache. And Bing, I always say Bing.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah. So we can do next year. That's something we can do every year, right? Because they change. So they rush in, and he was like, Mr. President, their Russian accents were terrible also. Like, I don't speak any part of Russian except for vodka and Victor. But their Russian was terrible. Anyway, so he was like, this is a coup.
This movie couldn't afford the actual Russians.
The president was Mexican. Anyway, so this is a coup. No, actually, no. They had a real Russian dude on a submarine when he was saying everybody's name. Like, the nigga looked like Dolph Lundgren Jr. And I mean, like, he came with that heroin addiction and everything.
That sounds like a great animated series.
Dolph Lundgren Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a super genius, which Dolph Lundgren is. I told you about that nigga.
He is a super genius.
Yeah. So anyway, they was like, this is a Russian coup, and he was like, no, I just want to watch the world burn because nobody respects us anymore because we're Russia. You know, the third or second superpower in the world. No one respects us anymore.
He has no sort of like actual goals.
Yeah.
He just wants to be evil. He's like, I just want to show that Russia's a big swinging dick again.
Yeah, which everyone knows that shit. There's 3 motherfuckers that run the world right now, and we all like, hey.
This movie is based on a book, which I found out in the credits. And it had to be written in the 80s.
Yeah, that was written in the 90s. Hey man, at least the villains are Mexican.
That's true. Back to Common, who's in debt.
Wait. No, we're still there. And so they shot his one loyal ass motherfucker, and then they executed everybody, but they didn't shoot the guy again in the head. They just threw him in the water because Anyway, but this is all getting broadcasted. This is all getting broadcasted back to America and to the secret agent in perfect 1080p 4K.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah. And they have all the evidence in the world to say there's a coup going on in Russia. Let's sit on this information.
Yeah,
movie.
Common and the other high-powered actress whose name I don't know, like finish each other's sentences. And, like I think it's a.
There was like sexual attendance in that thing. I was like, are y'all gonna fuck at the end of the movie?
I honestly thought they were at the end.
And when they hugged, I thought they were just gonna make out. Like I really thought it was gonna happen.
I know there was a lot of tension there, but it never really goes anywhere. That's when they have a meeting with the lady president.
The lady president, because that's all this was.
This movie
Hunter Killer film release delayed in Russia.
Oh, it's never gonna come out.
No.
They paint Russia in a negative light.
No, they paint them in the positive light. But Vladimir Putin's like, I wish one of y'all motherfuckers would try and do a coup. I'm murdering half the country. Scorched earth, motherfucker.
They explained to the lady president that the movie is happening and we should definitely do something about it. And Common's like, look, I have a SEAL team and a submarine. Let's use that.
Go ahead.
And this is basically like it's an hour into.
You know who that is?
It's an hour into the movie and the movie starts.
That's Velma.
It's Velma.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what we know her from.
Yeah.
I love those live action Scooby Doo films.
I did. I can't lie. So what's funny is she's in a movie that's coming out either later this year, La Llorona. And you know La Llorona, the crying woman? She's in a La Llorona movie. They whitewashed La Llorona. I'm thinking I'm saying that wrong.
It's okay.
I actually might be saying that right. Anyway. So,
okay.
It's Velma. Right.
So this is when the plot of the movie actually starts?
Mm-hmm. The plot of the start of the movie.
The movie should have started.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, the movie started.
Yeah, but it took an hour.
Yeah.
It took an hour. So now Gerard Butler's submarine has to get to Russia to save the Russian president, and the SEAL team can like aid on land.
Yeah, because there's 2 movies going on.
To stop World War III. And
Stop World War III. They're going on an impossible mission to stop World War III.
There's another Russian captain that they saved on the ship that's going to help them navigate through Russian waters.
But they have to trust him, and he knows the full stakes of what's going on. He just got saved by an American submarine, and they was like, we can't trust him because there's why is it? I think that's Scott Eastwood. What's the nigga name
from Pacific Rim?
No, Fast and Furious. But they try to replace Paul Walker with.
Yeah, it's him too.
Yeah, it's him too.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's some generic handsome white guy on there, and he's like, "This is gonna be mutiny. This is mutiny. You're gonna be court-martialed." And I think Gerard Butler wanted to slap him in real life.
I think he did. I felt it. That was some
Everybody else was like, "Bro, you the only motherfucking complaining, bro. Sit your ass down, bro. Really, really, sit the fuck down before I start slapping you." Anyway,
everybody was mad like when you asked the teacher when the homework is due.
Bro, but you didn't ask about the homework. Like, and so he was like, "Look here, I know this might get me court-martialed, but if you interrupt me one more time, I'm slapping the shit out of you." This Russian general is going to navigate us through the coolest minefield ever. It's going to be just like extreme operation. Because if we touch the side, nigga.
We did.
Yeah.
The sequence thinks it's really cool and intense. It is not.
No. And then they was like, all right, so they have all the coolest bombs in the world. First, they got the old mines, which I don't know how they work. I thought they got released the things that they just blow up then. All right, so they got the old mines that, you press the button and it blows up. Then they got sound mines.
They have mines that detonate when there's too much sound. Mm-hmm. There's a sequence in which a guy almost drops a wrench, and the bomb would go off. Yeah, I don't think that the technology exists.
I'm like, no large animals swim through here.
I guess not.
I guess the sea's too cold for actual whales or some shit like that.
Do you think I think that submarines would have like handrails like on Bart?
I would think they would. That's not.
Because everybody falls over and just gets head injuries in this movie.
How not dense is a submarine that a fucking wrench falling on a fucking billion-ton water vehicle would be loud enough to set off an acoustic things when just it's floating by isn't loud. Because that's, I don't care what they say, a big ass ship floating through is hella loud.
This is true, and it doesn't make any sense.
And then they had to up the ante. They was like, now there's acoustic things, and they're just gonna blow up anything passive. Again, there's no big animals in the sea. And they was like, well, we have this secret underground trench that your map is wrong because that. So you're just gonna have to trust me. And there's a lot of trust in this movie. This movie is also starting trust.
We're never gonna get through here unless we go through the secret passageway. But the secret passageway doesn't exist. But the Russian captain says it does.
And Gerard Butler believes in him because trust. They're both captains.
He's like, from captain to captain, I believe you. This movie should have been called From Captain to Captain.
It sounds like a good sister starring the Maori twins.
Do you think that the Maori twins could be sea captains?
Yes. You fucking racist? You sexist? Yes, they can be.
Well, I mean,
light skinned women be.
This is true.
I mean, it's true. I mean, look at your Instagram. I know 3.
I thought you were gonna cite Antoine Fisher when Joy Bryant was in the Navy.
No, I'm talking about real. I know 3 light skinned women that were in the Navy and shit like that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
That wasn't a joke. I know at least 3 light skinned women that have been in the Navy. They go to the Navy. Tweet me if you know a light skinned chick that was in the Navy. Everybody knows at least 3 light skinned chicks in the Navy. I can name all 3 of them right now. Anyway. So they get to the field and now they're there. And so the plan is the submarine is the vehicle that's going to get the Russian president out, but SEAL Team 3 is going to get there. And so Martinelli, so there was a cool scene where they were hiding from the Russians because they detected that there was this the trace buster was going off. And so it was at night and Martinelli got shot.
This is the part where I think the chopper is going to chop. I'm like, oh shit, we're going to get an action sequence, but we don't.
You know what would have been a really cool shot, right? So the dude has a high-powered rifle, and he shoots up in the air, and he's shooting Martinelli in the leg with a whole rifle, right? What happens when you get shot?
Blood drips.
Blood drips. And there was no dripping blood because they acted like blood was going to wait the whole time for him to leave to get out of a gaping wound.
Well, no, he was holding his breath, so blood didn't come
out.
Oh, yeah. He's a highly trained soldier. He's in SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, he stopped his blood.
Yeah, he's like...
Oh, because regular humans only use 10% of the rain, but when you're a SEAL teamer, you know how to use 90%.
Exactly. If you focus hard enough, you need to cauterize your own wounds.
Exactly.
And he uses power to shift his leg slightly, because, as later explained, the bullet missed all major arteries and the bone. So if you just put your hand over it, you're fine.
Again, I look at my own leg. I have no medical training all over. So either you hit the bone or you hit a fucking artery.
Oh, it's a flesh wound. It's fine. High caliber rifle. He's fine.
Yeah. Then why was he complaining about that shit? Just walk it off. Anyway. So their plan was to, all right, Martinelli's going to do something we don't need to tell you about in the movie, and then we're all going to get him. Hope you guys don't have families.
This movie could really use a symbiote. I'm really bored.
So now the SEAL team, they climb up a whole ass wall that looks with no grappling hooks. They're just amazing.
Oh, right before they dive into the water to like storm this base.
They also had super submarine gear that they can walk on the water and chill.
I'm like, wait a minute.
They were ready for everything. Those are real Boy Scouts.
This is a video game. You had equipment in your backpack for literally every scenario.
Yeah.
You planned to dive into the water, and you had the shit was on your back. Okay. But right before one of them dives into the water, Dr. Cox says, all right, so I guess we're going to stop a political coup. I don't know anything about politics. America. That's what it felt like. I don't know about politics, but I'm going to shoot some people.
Hey, that guy's regularly handsome, alright. He's not the worst part of the movie, alright. He was just doing what he was told. Go act like you're a badass SEAL Team 6er. I mean, look like Dr. Cox.
He was pretty handsome.
he was crotchety, right? But he had a heart, because it comes out. Anyway. So to get there, and then they, the first person they see on the side is a bleeding out, the bleeding Russian dude that got shot for other time, who's been in the cold ass water for 4 hours, let's just say, and with blood dripping out his thing. And he was just waiting there for some reason, I guess.
he sensed that, something was happening earlier.
Again, everybody in Russia speaks English.
He's like, luckily I speak English, and since I was in a political coup, I'm gonna help you, American soldiers, find the president.
He's up there. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so somehow he climbed up there with a gunshot wound. And he's been losing blood for 4 hours.
He also cauterized his own wounds.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's on super soldiers. Yeah. It said fix him up, and now he was ready to climb up the side of a building.
Oh, by the way, speaking of super soldiers, have you ever seen the movie called Solo with Mario Van Peebles?
Yes, of course.
Okay, great. I'd like to review it.
Good. I also like to review Zohan, so we'll do Zohan and we'll do Solo. So let's go. So they climb up the damn wall.
That's not fair.
So they climb up the damn wall. I don't care about what's happening in the submarine or in America anymore. So let's just.
That part of the movie could have been cut out.
And it has Gary Oldman in it yelling at Common.
Gary Oldman barely fucking yelled.
After a certain while, he was yelling the whole time. But I feel it was forced.
He didn't want to yell.
I think it was just yell. And then he was yelling at Black Man, which I didn't like. I don't know. But he was right to yell at him.
He didn't need to be in this movie.
He did.
He was wasted.
He was cool. Sometimes you just like to act for fun, bro. It's like a pickup game. It's like, yeah, I know it's like, you see how like fucking Kyrie just goes to the fucking Rucker sometimes. These niggas is aight. But I'm also Kyrie Irving. I'm one of the best basketball players in the world. And I'm gonna dog all you motherfuckers in old face. Alright? I can do this shit in old face, right? It's like when Rock Lee takes off the shackles, puts on the shackles, alright? Nigga, one of the greatest scenes in anime when that nigga took off the goddamn shackles. He still got his ass whooped. But man, when he took off the goddamn shackles.
Still look cool.
It's nigga.
Wow, what a reference.
Yeah.
You don't get this in other podcasts.
Yeah, you do.
No, not that I know of.
No, we're good. It's a gumbo we're having up here. We are the gumbo podcast.
Every episode we're the different thing of podcasts. Like hashtag all podcasts matter. The spam of podcasts.
Nah, UGK podcast is the best one.
Okay.
All right.
I was associated this more with Dogpen.
Nah, they were mainstream for a while.
Bought that album 3 times.
Dave made a whole video about kicking over buildings in New York. No, Crip Godzilla. Cripzilla.
The night he served 2,000 MCs.
Woo, that sounds like a movie they should have made.
Crip Godzilla.
No, Cripzilla.
I'm sure it is a movie somewhere. At this point in the movie, I see the couple that's talking the whole last time.
Mm-hmm.
The husband throws some napkins on the floor, and I'm like, "Sir, you respect this house of worship? That is some bullshit." And I told him to.
Christian would have shot him. At Club Century? No, nigga. You can do that at the Brendan. You can't do that shit here. He got it and like somebody disrespected the 60s. And so SEAL Team gets up there. They had some plastic explosives on them also. And they blow the doors, and then they start letting the choppers chop. And one guy gets shot for no apparent reason. They just had to kill everybody in this movie.
I think the movie just had too many people in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, well, one of the American soldiers dies, I guess.
Yeah, they're like, he gets clipped. And then badass Russian dude, he's like, they're lighting up everybody in the fucking door, which I don't know why. All you had to do was hold your gun up and just keep shooting at that one. Just hold it there. There's only one way they're coming in.
He's like, nope, you know what? I'm going to stay.
I'm going to put my whole head in.
I'm going to stay.
Well, he was dying, so and he wanted to die from Mother Russia. He's like, remember me, niggas.
He's a Viking.
Mm-hmm.
First, damn, I lost my train of thought. Mm-hmm. The Russian president was kind of like Harrison Ford in Air Force One. He's like, give me a gun, because I'm kicking ass also.
Yeah, he's like, no, everybody gets a gun in this movie. Everyone gets a gun, all right? Even the nigga on submarines.
They had shotguns for some reason.
Mm-hmm. And so now they escape plan because they get the Russian president out, but now he's being hunted by his own people. And so it's a race between time and bullets.
Man, this is what political intrigue this is casting.
Mm-hmm.
My knuckles are white from excitement. I can't believe it. I'm just grabbing my seat.
Mm-hmm. So they get down there, and then one guy gets shot in the neck, and he's gone. And so that was the one guy that dies. And so now they're making it to a bridge, and it's daytime because light just be happening.
No, because this movie is endless. It just goes on for days and days.
And so he was like, jump into that one ditch where they can barely see us, and their bullets won't make it to us.
The Russians have the American soldiers and the Russian president pinned down while they're on a bridge. Luckily, the guy that that got shot in the leg earlier, who is also a sniper and saves their lives.
Mm-hmm. And he shoots everybody but the main nigga that looked like he's calling all the shots.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
When you're holding a walkie-talkie, it makes it harder to shoot you.
Yeah. Especially when you have that much good aim.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other guy who looks like a Hemsworth brother, he's fucking handsome. I'm just gonna call him Duke Hemsworth.
Duke Hemsworth.
Right?
I like it.
Right. So Duke Hemsworth also has a noob tube because he likes Call of Duty, but he also wants to shoot grenades at motherfucker because it happens. And he has an endless amount of grenades, even though he's been jumping on them grenades. So he starts noob tubing the fucking cars, and then they get away for a second, and then they make it all the way to like one that looks like a dock that looks like somebody threw some jacks down.
Nice imagination. It did look like that.
Mm-hmm. And then they they didn't shoot out. And so, like, they see the submarine, the mini-sub.
Gerard Butler has sent a mini-sub to go save the Russian president and the remaining American soldiers. Mm-hmm. They dive into the water to escape. And the Russian soldiers are shooting at them, but bullets don't travel like that underwater.
Nigga. You stole another one. That's God bastard. That's why you wouldn't stop.
I wouldn't. I'm like, nope, I'm saying this.
He gets all the way shot underwater, and I'm like, these bullets are flying really fast, really deep into this goddamn water. That's not how bullets works.
They didn't see that episode of Mythbusters.
Nigga. Or, you know.
Or real life.
Or real life at all. So he's swimming, and he dies. And then Dr. Cox puts the Russian president on there, and he was like, seal the hatch. He was like, seal it yourself. I'm badass.
I'm going back to Russia. I'm not coming back alone.
Mm-hmm. No, because everybody else is dying.
No man left behind. I have to go save the one guy.
Except for the two people left behind.
He has a sister, so I have to go back.
Yeah. And I made fun of his sister. Sister fucking. Yeah. Telling him to go get him. Now there's one man against all of Russia and one gun.
But everything's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So the president gets back to the ship, and things are going okay, briefly.
And the president gets back to the ship, and he's still, like, angry with USA, like, part of his cabinet didn't try and blow up the world. It's like, I still don't trust these Americans. Nigga, what the fuck did we just do? Them niggas wasn't speaking German that came and saved your ass, nigga. They was speaking all the way American. He had a red beard, my nigga. A red beard. And he had a grizzled demeanor about him, even though he was 40 at max. Right? So they get there, and they was like, well, we gotta tell everybody what's happening. It was like, well, as soon as we get to reach to broadcasting death, we're gonna get shot. Because they're going to shoot us. And so then there's a destroyer.
Yeah,
and
the Russian defense minister sends a destroyer ship after Hunter Killer. Mm-hmm. This is where things take a turn for the exciting.
Somebody, like, they were supposed to be quiet, but somebody stepped on a twig inside the submarine. And so the destroyer was like, oh shit, there they are. And then they send, that was the coolest shot when that thing did like spin around like 15 times, even though that didn't make any goddamn sense. And then it lets off all the missiles in there. And then the Russian captain was like, oh, I trained all them niggas. We're dead. They don't miss. And so, yeah, they just started doing depth charges and shit. And then he was like, all right.
While things look pretty bad, it's okay because there's two captains on this ship. Mm-hmm. And it's time for a captain and captain. And they're like,
no. One time they did. He was like, we're gonna we're gonna dive down hella fast, and then we're gonna lay on the bottom like it's a catfish. That was actually, we're gonna sail the bottom of the ocean like we're a fucking catfish.
Catfish is where it's at. Some people are disgusted by catfish because it's a mudfish.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not because of mudfish. It's because it's a bottom feeder.
But it tastes good.
Yeah, anything you fry tastes good. Okay. You season some.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of some delicious things that are fried that aren't delicious. Oreos.
Some delicious things.
Oreos.
Yeah, that's to you. All right. Next. Look, they fried sushi, bro. Something that's not cooked, and they fried it. They made something that's world renowned for being not cooked and being delicious. They deep fried it and made it better.
Everything's better when it's fried.
Wait, you're just trying to prove that shit.
Anyway. Yeah, I won. I used your own argument against you.
Alright. Anyway. Where are we?
Catfish bottom.
Catfish bottom. So eventually all the dirt that they did from slamming a 50-ton nuclear submarine to the bottom of the floor dissipated, and then they start getting shot at again. But then they was like, Captain, you said you trained every man on the ship because we tied all the loose ends through exposition earlier in this movie.
He's like, do you think if you told them that you were on the ship, that maybe they wouldn't shoot at you?
He's like, nigga's worth a try.
Maybe there'd be some sort of mutiny on that ship, and then we'd be okay.
And so he gets on the mic and he was like, what do I say? He's like, God damn it, I gotta get him on my side. So he gets on the phone, and then the beat drops, and he's like, Tanisha, Rakisha, Sean, Dewan, Tanya,
What? What these bitches want from the niggas? Was that where you go?
He just starts naming everybody's name on the ship, and they're all like, "That's my captain, my captain." That's like, he was like, they felt like Chris Evans just called him like, "God damn, it's Captain America."
It's our captain. I remember.
He's gonna turn to the camera one day, and he was like, he's gonna turn to the camera in Infinity 4 right before he dies. He say, "I can do this all day," and then like it's gonna be like Flash.
I'm gonna cry if that happens.
He's got to do it, bro. Just look at me. Just look at me. Because I was like, I told you. It's like he's gonna say I can do this all day, and that's what it's gonna be. Definitely.
So there's a
and then it's gonna be a long time without you, my friend.
Stop it. That's all. Stop. I hear that song at work every day, and I hate it.
Wait. I just don't like the Wiz part. I love that part.
I don't ever want to hear that song ever again.
They're playing it at the thing.
Please no. Wiz Khalifa makes great movie soundtrack songs.
He did? With other people on them.
He did a song with Juicy J about Ninja Turtles.
Juicy J was the best part. I don't know. Juicy J is actually a really good DJ. He used to be a DJ. Anyway.
So the Russian ship defects, and they do not blow up the American submarine.
And then the Russian captain was like, they won't fire on the ship because they know the president's on there. And he was like, don't worry, I will, nigga. And he's like, wait, you're going to kill the president of Russia? Like, you really want to kill the president of Russia? You just said this shit out loud? He was like, oh no, he was like, even though I'm openly about to kill the president of Russia against everyone's will, start World War III, and everybody knows that the Americans didn't do it. I'm just going to start World War III, and everybody was still going to go with it because I killed the rest of the president, but America?
It makes no sense. He's just an evil guy.
Yeah. And so,
Gerard Butler's like, well, we're about to get hit by a giant missile.
3.
Should I fire? Because he gets authorization to fire.
Yeah.
And he's like, captain to captain. What would you do?
Well, okay, so this is what happened. So, even though we have all the evidence to say that there's been a coup in Russia, we're still scared that if the Russian president dies on a U.S. submarine, everybody's going to see that look like that we kidnapped him, even though we have video evidence that's saying there was a coup happening.
Yeah, it's on VHS. Super VHS.
Yeah, nigga. And so they was like, well, you can't let the Russian president die, so shoot down the shooters that are shooting at you. And he's like, well, if I surface and I shoot these missiles, that might start an incident. And then Gary Oldman yelled a comment, see what you did? You started a war and you lost it in the same day.
That was the most yelling he did the entire film, and all disappointed.
It still like make me stand up. He can yell.
Yo, he can yell great. He can still do it. That's
everyone. You killed everyone. It's like
that's
Oscar.
That's how I sold him this movie. He's like, how many scenes do I get to yell in? 3? Okay, I'll do it.
He's like, I want to yell something from each of my greatest yelling things. When I yelled in Fifth Element, when I yelled in
Leon the Professional,
and when I yelled in the Book of Eli.
Oh, he did some. I forgot he did some great yelling in the Book of
Eli. He was acting and yelling, bro. And then he had a point. He's like, I can use this Bible to control people's minds. Nigga, social commentary.
I'm like, man, this.
I was like, whoa, you're hitting the nail on the head a little bit too loud. You just really whooping that dead horse's ass. You don't need to do a swanton bomb on his ass. Anyway.
So Gerard Butler he's at a crossroads. He's like, should I fire or should I not?
He's like, if I blow up, World War III starts. But if I stop World War III from starting, World War III will start.
So he's...
Even though the president will be fine and he can tell the whole world that no, everything be cool. I guess he just didn't want to kill innocent people.
That's because he has a heart. When he was about to push the button to fire those Tomahawk missiles, he saw that deer with a family. He's like, I can't be a monster. So he almost gets hit by missiles because the Russian defense minister shoots the missiles, and he's like, wait for it. And then somehow the destroyer shoots the missiles seconds before they hit the submarine.
It was no shrapnel or nothing like that.
It was an amazing shot. That couldn't possibly happen in real life.
Yeah. Oh, before this happened, so the Russian defense minister, who's the evil guy, sent out the full fleet of Russian destroyers and aircraft carriers to confront the American fleet that was coming to the Russian sea, and it was just old stock footage.
That was incredible stock footage. That was B-roll that they bought for $4.99.
Yeah, bro. Like, they had to mute out the I'm a real American. And then the one nigga with the good voice, what's one of your favorite voices, talking like, yes, Navy. We keep that. The Navy. Land, sea, and air. They had to mute all that shit out. I heard it a little bit in the background because they didn't have that much money. Shit like that. And so, the shit gets blown up, and it's not the end of the movie because we still got to talk some more.
This movie won't end. It's gone on for days. I'm pretty sure I missed work.
Oh, yeah, and Dr. Cox saves Martinelli by just running up on some super soldiers and dumbing them motherfuckers. He puts his gun down like they were going to take him alive.
He should have just fired. But yeah, he saves Martinelli's life, and they both drink apple juice together. He carries him off into the sunset, and they somehow make it back to the submarine because the remaining Russians, the coup is over, and deliver him back to the submarine. He meets the captain, and he's like,
"Oh,
wait.
wait.
Heard you were a captain. I'm also a captain."
And so the destroyer, they were like, this guy really tried to kill the president. Let me press a button, and then they destroyed the Ministry of Defense's guy. And America's like, did we do that? Like, nope. Russians did that shit, and the movie should be over.
I guess we avoided a war, and everybody hugs and kisses. Actually, they don't kiss, even though they felt like they should have. Because they went through a horrible situation together, and I felt like there was some tension there, like we mentioned earlier, but nothing happens.
Yeah, I saw Common pinching the tent for Velma.
He did.
Because we've all seen the fucking Scooby-Doo 1 and 2 when Scrappy went evil. And somehow we all knew Scrappy was evil, even though none of us knew Scrappy was evil. Anyway, people don't like Scrappy-Doo for some reason. I love Scrappy-Doo. Puppy power. Anyway, but Velma was hot. Velma was way hotter than Daphne, even though I like the chick. But Velma was Velma. Anyway, go ahead.
The movie kind of wraps up, and everything is fine and dandy. When Dr. Cox meets Gerard Butler, and he's like, I heard you were awesome. And he's like, hey.
Heard you. He's like, I heard you were having a movie on the surface while I having a movie under the sea.
You want to set it up for a sequel where we're awesome together? Because this is going to be a franchise.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Well, let's get on the submarine and the movie can end.
Then they cut out the highway to the danger zone. Psych, they don't have enough money for that shit.
And then the credits just have like a submarine in the water. I'm like, come on, movie, come on.
Then the end credits of a submarine actually chasing them out of the thing.
Also, at the end of the movie, I told that man to pick up his garbage before we left.
Like a thug.
Yep, I was pretty mad. I was incensed.
You gotta calm down. You want to call the police on you. This African American man told me to pick up my garbage. Oh my God! Bang.
He did pick it up.
All right, thug. Calm down.
I think I was just mad at the movie.
Yeah. You mad at yourself. You throw the place of blame on everybody else but yourself.
That's what I do.
Yeah, good job. It's the only way to solve your problems. Throwing them on somebody else.
I'm sorry we saw this movie. It was one of the poorest choices I've ever made in my life.
You know what? I'm gonna try not to bring this shit up anymore. Stop believing exactly what you said. I'm actually gonna try not to throw you under the bus for this one.
This
Wrong one, you never really admitted it. This one, you admitted it. You said it on thing. I will try not to bring this shit up.
This is a grandpa action movie.
Thank you.
It was terrible. If you like NCIS or JAG, this is the movie for you.
Damn, Jag. I usually watch I've seen 10 episodes of Jag.
Goddamn.
Yeah. It used to come on TV, bro. We did not have that.
Come on TV. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
It's we used to have a lot of shit. It used to come on 10. That's when we were rebels, when Jag used to come on and shit like that. Just staying up late for no reason.
Man, that was the life right there. This movie, the acting is flat. It's poorly directed. There's no character development.
They were already developed.
Yeah, you're right. I wish Common had a song about submarines.
He's too clever for that. He's a real rapper, all right?
He did a song about being a Yeti.
That was different. They paid him.
That's true. He's in a lot of movies this year.
Hey, look here, baby. Rap money don't come as fast as movie money. They just send you a check.
I don't blame him.
He'd be great at voice acting everything. He actually has a great voice acting voice. Like if he was black, if he was John, who's the black Green Lantern? John Henry? Something. Who's Black Green Lantern?
John Stewart.
John Stewart. If he was Black Green Lantern, you wouldn't mind that in the cartoons.
I prefer Phil Lamar because he is the greatest
Cool.
voice of all time.
Cool, but you wouldn't mind that.
I would still mind it.
Yeah, you see, you hate Common.
No, I don't.
You light-skinned niggas hate light-skinned niggas.
No,
bro. That's why you hate Drake.
No, his catalog is fantastic. No, don't fucking do that. You know what I'm talking about, Common.
No, I thought you meant Drake. He made good club hits, baby.
Yeah, him and his writers.
Hey, look, first of
They'll
all,
make a great team.
if you would have came with the idea, you'd have loved that shit. This nigga said, wait. You can write hits. I can write hits. You can write hits. You can write hits. Let's all come together under the same person. It's like if the Migos just said, Quavo, you're going to be that guy, and we're all going to write songs together, and we'll split it. But I'm going to take all of it because I'm light-skinned. And I'm going to stifle all you guys' career because you guys actually might want to be rappers. One day. Too bad I'm not putting any. I don't put any other artists out on OVO except for the one guy that made Going Up on a Tuesday.
I don't even remember who that is anymore.
Something like I Love Macaroni.
You say I love macaroni.
Yeah.
McConan. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. He tried to do my career is going down the tubes. I'm gay. It didn't work for him.
It didn't?
The people started talking about it again for like trending for like a week, and then it was like, yeah, you still didn't make another hit.
I mean, the club was going up on a Tuesday for a while. Remember when people said that a lot?
Yeah. I was like, you guys, y'all really make enough money to go clubbing on Tuesday? Like, wow, there's people in there? I've been drinking on Tuesday at a bar, but I've never been to a club on a Tuesday.
That's a different kind of lifestyle.
Bro. Like,
That's when you have no responsibilities.
Bro, or you're in a fucking, like, paradise or something like that. Like a tourist place, a tourist attraction and shit like that. I'll be in Hawaii on a Tuesday, and I might go to the club, but it's like, I don't think it's going to be going up. You know.
He's living in a fantasy world with dragons and such. And paladins.
And white people taking responsibility for the actions of their ancestors. That put him in a place that gave him a 400 leg up on people of color. 600 year leg up on people, Native Americans. Anyway, let's go.
You got anything else for wrap up?
Never wrap it up. Shout out to Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen, Colin Kaepernick, Shannon Sharp, and Kamala Harris. Go out there and vote and shit like that. Kudos for Keen for growth in this episode to admit he was wrong and apologize about it. Oh, that's how I'm going to tease you for that. I'm just going to. That's how I'm going to tease you for that.
I thought you said are you going to grow as a person?
No. I said I'm not going to bring up that you made me watch this movie, but now I'm just going to flip it as like you grew as a person.
Oh, I guess that's a positive way.
It is a positive way. Throwing you under the bus.
Wow.
Yeah.
You found a way. You found a way to be nice and a jerk at the same time. You up the ante every week, Vic.
I'm growing as a person.
You sure are.
Yeah.
As a jerk.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the show, everybody. We really appreciate it, especially through this episode, which is difficult.
Yeah. It didn't help that we did this later than usual, but we're getting back to our old young days when we used to do shit at night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Burning the midnight oil, drinking coffee at 11 o'clock.
Uh-huh. Back when we used to outstay up cold.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Music this week is provided by Hanzo Beats. 2 Up, 2 Down. Oh yeah, subscribe on all those channels where you can find podcasts.
But just don't look at the links on the website because They get you somewhere else.
Because they're broken.
Yeah.
The link on the website for New York, that's our PO box.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. And I don't know how to change it.
Swag.
Hey, we're literally a 2-man team on the show. That's it.
Yeah.
We're literally an independent media source.
Mm-hmm. That's because you don't like help. You don't like help back 2 years ago.
I need all the help I can get.
Now.
Anybody help us, please? I need it. I'm dying inside.
All right, don't have white people on it though.
This is a cry for help. Help us.
All right. I'll
But
start interviews next week.
2 up, 2 down.
There's this. Oh, I was really about to say that shit on this goddamn shit. There.